All right, verifying the quorum, yes, we do. We have 3 members out of 5 positions. Okay. Chairman's opening statement. Regularly scheduled meeting of the Architectural Review Committee as provided in the community charter. The Architectural Review Committee addresses all site work such as painting, landscaping, and structural improvements and other items placed on a unit in a manner or location that is visible from the outside of any home. Improvements and any alterations, including but are not limited to painting, to such improvements that are subject to the standards of design, landscaping, aesthetics adopted pursuant to the community charter, establishing design guidelines and their approval procedures. The Covenants Committee is also a counterpart of the Architectural Review Committee. Discussion of Architectural Review Committee at the hearing is limited to ARC-specific items for the property at hand and on the agenda. Any questions regarding covenant-specific items should be directed to the Covenants Committee and/or Management Standards Division. At this time, we will take any homeowner comments that anyone that is not on the agenda.
You're on the agenda.
You're all on the agenda. Okay. Anybody online that is not on the agenda? Silence consent. Okay. If there is none, move on to the next thing. I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'll make the motion to adopt the agenda.
Motion,
Second?
second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Wait a minute, Scott, you wanted to add something, right?
I just wanted to ask that at some point in time, we collectively as a committee have some guidelines or guardrails, kind of what's gonna happen with Steve and I exiting. Who's gonna continue to vote, because 70, well, it's almost 100 in there this morning, but I think it's down to 78. There's pieces in here that we've asked for more information. That information hasn't come in yet.
There's 2 courses of action.
And
One,
you're gonna generate at least 100 of these a month.
one of these were dead. Or the other one is that you need to inform management that our access and that we will continue to vote until you have replacements, be it some. So that's for
Yeah, that'll
you.
be in 2 weeks.
Hmm?
2 weeks.
I know, but
Yeah.
I would say that probably you as the board liaison can make that decision, just so that we don't create such a backlog.
Sure.
Currently, right now, Scott and I are, except for what was put in today, we've caught up, but there are some of our actions that have been placed in there that's requiring more information or certification.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so to adopt the agenda, we had Herman and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next item is the approval of minutes from March the 12th, 2026 hearing. Motion to approve.
And I second?
And a second. Further discussion? Any questions of what was in the minutes?
No.
None?
Good.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approval of the minutes carries. So I've already provided that signature to Angelica. Number 7, new business. Applications reviewed online through the digital online process by the committee. Need a motion. I can make the motion. Motion to ratify online votes from 10 March to April the 6th. Need a second? Okay, second. Any further discussion? None? Okay. All those in favor to approve the online voting, digital vote of 88 applications. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. So the online digital process has been approved for that time period. Okay? I made the motion, he said. Okay, the next item is applications for review at this scheduled meeting or hearing. Number 1 is 1902 Seawall Way. The application is for a pool.
There was another agenda link sent out,
Okay,
and the first, on number one is, digital signage for town hall.
all right, then I need to get it updated. Agenda. I'd be prepared. But, you know, the dog was done.
This was, because of, so I'm the liaison for the tech committee. And, the discussion is about digital signage in front of 851.
Yep.
In the packet that you received, there was a color image representing what the display would look like. The advice from the technology committee to management a couple of months back was that it would be black and white only, not color.
That was a digital representation. It was just an artistic.
No, I understand,
thing.
totally get
It
it.
does not mean it's gonna be colored.
Well, there's a big difference between color and black and white, because right now it's black and
Correct.
white.
Right now, it's black and white. It does not mean that color's going in.
I understand that. I'm just saying, I'm relaying what happened with the
Okay.
technology committee. We brought that to Lauren's attention.
It's a single pixel color, is what you're saying, with a white or something back.
So it'll be black and white, yes. Not full color fanfare that you see on 192.
Or like, Disney.
Right.
So people don't drive off the road and look at
Watch
it.
it sign.
Yeah.
All right, so
Before you decide,
I haven't decided anything.
or sorry, I recommend that this actually go to TCC because it's a commercial building. Area that could affect everybody, every other commercial property in Celebration. I'm just saying, my recommendation is to,
I was always under the impression everything that we approve goes to TCC cursory, but that's probably.
before or after we
After
review
we
it.
vote, yes. Remember, the mouse has very big hands and feet. I remember the fact that he could always disagree with what we did.
I would say that my understanding of the design guidelines for signage doesn't meet the standards of the guidelines. So I'm just suggesting that you push it through them first, but you can vote on it all you want. I just recommend it actually go to them either through Kanoa or through PCC directly, because I know this is a commercial building. It's like part of the rest of the commercial entities that we have. I think all the commercial buildings should go through that situation. I know the residential, we govern the residential buildings.
Mhm.
Um,
But is Crow a part of Canoa?
No.
Under Canoa's jurisdiction?
Croa is under TCCs, so either one, you pick, I mean,
Yeah. From the advice from management is that the deed restrictions on that building expired in 2020.
That
as
is
far as
correct.
TCC is concerned. So
Okay.
that's part of why we've gotten to this point. Totally fine with whatever this board wants to do. And I hear you loud and clear.
I'm just saying a digital sign
Yeah.
opens up a big door for other properties, other commercial properties. They're gonna, everyone's gonna want it. It's gonna be like Vegas before you know it.
Understand the caution. I think Disney did open the door by doing digital signage on their property, though static. That's what we're trying to accomplish here as well. Static, black and white sign to replace. It's a labor saving issue for management as well as consistency of communication.
Totally understand.
We pay somebody to go put those letters out there.
I'm looking at the guideline. I don't see a restriction that says that
You have the commercial signage guidelines?
Yep. home business district.
What does it say?
No, that's home business district. That's not the rest of the commercial design guidelines.
That's the only one that's on record.
On your records.
I'll just-
I'm not familiar with what the guideline says with regard to marquee signs and,
There's a whole booklet full of guidelines for commercial signage that everyone has to follow. But it's
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
not just for home business district. I know there was a separate home business district.
Stephen, I
design
can-
guideline.
I will send
Go ahead.
over the packet for the Kanoa Business District for the signage. I'll send that over to you, Stephen, in ARC.
All right, please do. If you can send it to me now, I'll have time, I can still bring it up. All right,
No problem. I'll send that over to you in 1 second.
thank you. Okay, well, so the discussion though is what's proposed is that the association, per the recommendation of the technology committee and management, is to establish a digital sign for the, in front of 851. This there is precedence that we've already approved that we put signs at the pool, we put them at CFC, we put them at wherever else, though it's not visible from the road, and I
Right.
understand. But we have approved those.
That was last month.
That was last month.
In place of standard bulletin board.
Yes, which I hate because the first sergeant can never keep it up to date. It probably says that the Christmas party is, no.
2024.
He knows what I mean. And it is April, right? Okay. All right. Let me then, without the other guideline, I would ask that we temporarily table this until we can get the guideline emailed to me. And then we can look at it on the screen. Okay. So we'll just move to the next one.
Sounds good.
Digital packets, not in the same order as the agenda, or is it? 1343 is next.
No. 1902 is next.
Is there a time crunch on the?
A little bit.
Approval because of the timeline on the project?
A little bit, but we can leave what's in place now. I know that, the contractor is running the conduit. There's already electricity there.
Yeah.
But they're running another conduit for data, just in case, so.
Okay, I guess we'll go to number 2902. In hallway. You want to hear? From the seawall?
No.
No, okay.
Is there anyone online for 1902 Seawall Way?
Have here is an application for a swimming pool. This picture of the front. This picture of the back and center. So, my first question is going to be just me. Is there going to be a plan, an intent to put a screen enclosure around it?
I believe so, based on the renderings, but it's something that I can ask them for.
Okay. So,
Steve?
without that, then I
No,
need,
that's
I need to see, is there a fence?
there, no?
There's a fence he was asking for screening.
Oh, a screen enclosure that I don't know, but there's a fence in the render.
I don't see any screening.
No, I don't. That's what I was just going to say, is that, is it going to be their intent? If it's not, that's fine. We just, from the security, standpoint.
So there's currently no fence there too. Are we just being asked to approve the pool?
Just the pool.
Because there's no deep, some of the renderings show a fence, but there's no fence application.
I mean, for the location that's over there is gonna cause, okay, for an enclosure, immediately somebody is gonna have heartburn with the fact that it is not behind the house, it's on the side of the house.
Yeah, you'll definitely be able to see it from the front.
I believe you can review the pool as a standalone pool.
Oh, yeah,
And then say it needs a fence.
Require I mean, that's code. It has to have a security fence.
Please submit application for fence, right?
It's conditionally approved with the application of a fence being approved.
Yeah, I didn't see any problem with just the pool itself, pool or the deck.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, so who wants to just say what I just said? I will make the vote.
I will make the motion that we approve with conditions 1902 C wall. The condition is they do have to provide us a fence, and that fence will have to be approved. For final approval.
Approval is contingent upon the approval of,
There you go.
of a fence.
My second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. First, second one. Next one is 828 Spring Park Loop. We have two items. One's a pool and the other one is a screen enclosure.
Good evening. My name is Richard Weiss, and I'm with Atlas Pools. I'm representing the company that would build this pool, just so you know. I'll wait for any questions.
See all the drawings for the pool, but I don't see documents and drawings for the screen enclosure relative to the site plan. Screen enclosure says it's 17.
If I could jump in.
Please do, sir.
The homeowner sent an email this afternoon to you guys at 3:33 with more current documents. I'm asking if you received them or not.
I can,
Defer to my.
yeah, let me open them.
Looks as though the 17.3 would only contain the pool. You just have to verify that it's not sticking out past the side of it.
Because the pool is 12.3.
And the screen style is not mansard.
Yes. Saw that.
Do you want the additional documents for the screen or for the? They sent both,
well-
but what do you want to see right now?
Let's screen.
Well,
Okay, this
both
is the
need to
screen enclosure.
be, both need to be applied because the original documents that were sent were with a screen enclosure on both sets of documents that were dome roof. We have reasserted with these new documents that it fits your criteria with a mansard roof. So that's why the new documents were sent.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks like the shape of the pool right there. It meets the height guideline, has the mansard roof.
How much, I can't see that far. My eyes are bad. How much room is around as free walking space between the edge of the pool and the screen enclosure?
There's only 1 foot on 2 sides, and on the third side, there's 4 feet. And for whatever it's worth, we do that all the time. They pass code all the time.
Is that the new pool?
No, this is still the screen enclosure
Oh, okay.
application.
It looks like it's
On my screen, I can't blow it up either, so. Does it ever blow up?
This document you don't have, because they sent it this afternoon.
Okay, I couldn't tell what the relationship was to the screen enclosure, boundary of the screen enclosure and the property line is that, you know, required.
5 feet.
Yeah, so that illustration shows the location of the screen enclosure relative to the house, the setbacks and the pool. Which should, in a way, it does meet the guidelines in terms of side setback. It's the same as the house. And it meets the rear setback too, for the pool. And the pool screen enclosure itself, those drawings that they had, those engineering drawings look like what we're seeing there too.
Yeah.
That piece right there.
Yeah.
That seems to meet the guidelines.
Yeah.
I think. I would recommend that works, but is there new drawings for the pool too? I think it's black.
Colors are, I couldn't find.
Just about the screen enclosure.
Yes.
Let's say that's back.
It's,
Can you answer that?
Hey, sir, the question is, what are the colors of the enclosure? The materials?
They meet your criteria. They're bronze. They're listed on the pool plan.
Okay.
Down at the bottom, the lower bottom edge are all the specifications. And the screen enclosure is a bronze screen enclosure.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
65 times optics. Be allowed to go to 75 on this lot type.
what's the?
We had Racing Park here.
Recommendation?
This is.
Spring Park.
Yeah,
Oh,
So recommendation to approve based on
The
the
new
revised submittal.
68% is what we have to stay under.
Closure.
yeah.
Okay, so recommending approval for both A and B analysis. Is that correct?
You're approving the pool also?
Let's look at the new drawings for the
Yeah,
pool.
this is the new drawing for the pool.
Okay.
And just to be clear, the new drawing for the pool, the only reason for the resubmittal is so that the documentation on the screen was consistent and stated a mansard roof. Nothing else has changed.
No change physically to the pool itself.
Correct.
Okay, good.
It was strictly to adhere to the guidelines for the screen.
Excellent.
Well, my motion stands. 2 minutes ago.
Okay, so we have a motion and we have a second. Second. Approval of both A and B. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Applications for 828 Spring Park Loop for pool and screen enclosure are approved. Okay, number 4, 18.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Excuse me, can I ask a question if you don't mind?
Yes, sir.
I was under
Yeah.
the impression from the letter that we got regarding attending tonight's meeting,
Yes, sir.
if you were on the agenda, you heard first. That's still in play based on the letter and its documentation? Or no?
We attempt to do that, sir, but because of,
I'm just reading from the letter, that's all.
I understand, and we need to revise that. The issue is that there's so much data in all of these things that they're built. When we go hunting, and for that, we end up screwing up.
Okay, so the answer is no.
So are you for 1875?
We are.
You are. What's next?
And you are, sir?
835 Runner Road.
Okay, we'll go to that one right after.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Hi, next.
We can.
We don't bite.
Oh, no, I didn't even know you wanted us to.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, here we are. Hi, I'm David, this is Nicole.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you give us like a 20-second synopsis of
Yeah, so when we purchased the house, we were looking at 2 lots and they said both lots we could have a pool and a fence. So we chose the lot that the house was gonna be ready first. So we were really excited about that. We've been excited about that. We knew it was gonna be more like a little plunge or a smaller pool. We're completely fine with that. But again, that is why we paid the extra money for the additional lot size and did it in the alleyway. Actually, their first house is right behind us. So we're gonna be the ones looking at that pool and that fence all the time. So that's why, you know, it makes sense. We have both talked families and we like the fence and the pool. Just, yeah, not to make too much ruckus. We got just one little boy, but it's nice for dinner, for to bond and stuff like that. And just kind of give us that nice at-home feeling.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's adorable, isn't it?
Horrible pool.
As we said, James, it's a small sunken bathtub, basically. Yes, that was the intention.
The renderings look really nice. It's just, when you see the picture of the plot, it looks like, gosh, that looks a lot smaller.
It's actually bigger than it looks. Yeah.
Everything does fit, and as long as it's within the guideline of what
Yeah.
is required, we can make that work, yes.
Yes.
And that is not me standing there in that blue shirt, by the way.
Yeah, it's just yeah, we had them come over, the pool people came first and the fence people, and then the fence people said we have a little more room, so we made the pool a little bigger, so there's play there.
Well, it's whatever we hear from you guys.
But we just knew it couldn't go past, I forget how you say it, but the lanai can't go past the lanai.
So can you go to the site plan that's up above it and zoom into that if you can on the right? Yeah. So the only thing that I noticed that doesn't meet the guideline is the rear fence is in the utility easement on the rear, and that we're supposed to have the privacy fences within the buildable area. The right side against the top couldn't even go further out. It's just, we can't, not supposed to approve a fence in the utility easement. There's also that triangular sight line coming around the alleyway that we need to avoid in terms of visual blocking across that. That's the only thing I saw, so I just wanted to
May I?
identify
Yeah.
that.
We brought that up because we're looking at the same thing you guys are looking at. We brought that up with the fence company and they were adamant. that, no, it's okay. In
Yeah, they
Island
said-
Village, it's fine. That's why the plans were designed that way. We even asked it. We asked it multiple times.
Yeah, he said when he called, they had no actual number for how far back it had to be away from the road and that easement. He said that Island Village was different than any other parts of Celebration.
That's what we were told. That's all I can tell you. And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing is because they were adamant.
Yeah,
They
so
said,
we
"No,
moved everything
this is what
back
we're
to
gonna
make
commit."
it bigger. But we do have that same concern if you're bringing up the alley, because the other house that you're talking about that you approved already is on the alley, and they are planning on putting a fence. That is also gonna be in the view.
Well, our guidelines talk to that issue of the fence.
So what do we need to do to make this work?
To make it work is, I think you guys can say whether or not, but is to bring it in so it's equal with the utility easement, which is, I think, just 5 feet back from the property line is where the house is.
5 feet back from the property line.
So if it's in line with the house, essentially. So there's a setback. It's really hard to see. I can't. But there's a setback line. Thank you. There's a setback line right there that the house meets. And that fence is supposed to also meet that setback line as well. And the other thing is, if there's a utility problem,
Yeah.
they'll tear it up and
Yep.
charge you to, I know you'd certainly waive that if you had to.
I'm telling you, the fence company went through all this. We asked all these questions and they said it's simple to take this apart. You can do this from what we know. They've done other
right off.
fences in
It's
the
like a puzzle.
community. And that's how we got to this.
Yeah, the challenge is this board doesn't have the ability to approve building into that easement.
Yeah.
That's CCD's easement.
Fair enough.
That's not Crowa's responsibility.
Here's my other question. We gave a lot of deck space that we didn't need. And the person who was on a few moments ago that you guys approved, they only have 1 foot on either side of the pool, and we gave a lot more space. So if we don't need all that space, we can move the fence in and have the same size pool.
Oh, you don't have to change the pool. The pool meets the code, meets the guideline.
So it's where the fence is being.
It's just the fence.
So if we move that fence 5 feet and we have a foot or a foot and a half or 2 feet between the pool deck and that, we're fine.
Yeah, it looks like you could even have a hedge between the pool and the new fence location. I mean, it looks
Okay.
like there's 2 or 3 feet there if you move it to the setback.
So help me understand how to say this to Superior. So I need to say to them,
Fence company.
we need 5 foot back from the property line for the utility easement.
For the fence to go in.
And some of the fence companies get twisted up in what is your property line and what is the alley pavement.
Yeah.
Because the alley pavement edge is not always the property line.
The grass and the pavement, they touch.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's,
That's not necessarily the property line.
but maybe you can be further back.
For the back this way or for the back towards?
and you can see the little,
That's what I don't
you
understand.
see the little EP up there, the little
Oh.
curved line, it says EP next to the W.
Yes, yes,
So
I got it.
that's edge of pavement.
Okay,
That's what EP stands for. And then you can see the 8.2.4.
Yep.
The circle, that's a marker that identifies where the property line is. And
okay.
it wraps around to the next circle. And
So why would I-
yeah, so you see the 5 foot DUE
Yeah,
on the top. And then there's a 5 foot DUE on the side, on the alley behind your pool too.
Yeah.
Those are the dedicated utility easement.
So fence 5 feet from the property line, we just need to make sure that they identify that clearly and then we resubmit to you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Do we need to resubmit the pool also?
No,
Just
that's,
so the pool size is perfectly fine, it's just that fence needs to come back.
yeah,
if the pool has to change because of the fence adjustment, do we need to resubmit?
yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if the pool changes at all, we have to resubmit.
As it is now, the pool's approved, we just need to do
Contingent
something.
upon
If
the
you
fence.
like, what you could do is just confirm this with your fence guy. Change the line and send it to Angelica, send it to town hall, and they can look at it online.
Okay.
Would that be okay, you guys?
Yeah, if you send out a note saying that here's the documentation, we can look at it
Yes,
sooner rather than later.
okay, so we'll try to get that.
So no change in pool, no resubmission, just the fence.
Well, you're resubmitting the adjusted line.
Yes.
For
to
the fence.
Angelica. They're officially actually
I'll just make a motion that 1875 Beach Ridge Terrace, we're gonna approve the pool. The fence is going to be approved conditionally and homeowner is going, or pending, and the homeowner is gonna provide an updated document showing that the fence has been adjusted to meet the easement requirements.
Does the fence, the smaller fence or the side of any of that, that doesn't need to come in anymore, that's fine, it's just the back part of the fence.
Correct.
Okay,
The style of fence is always, I noticed in the image, it's, I don't know how tall it is, but it looked like it was 5 feet tall with 1 foot of lattice.
yes,
Was it 6'2"? If it's 6 feet tall, it has to have 2 feet of lattice.
Right, they were talking about that.
For the rear facing and the side.
The alley as well, it's the alley edge.
okay, so help me understand, because we are also changing the pool once we, or I'm sorry, the fencing, once we get down the alley for the side yard. So is that okay?
Well, it depends, on changing it to,
It's a smaller,
It goes to a lower.
it's the picket at that point.
oh yeah, so that comes to the front of the house, right?
Yeah,
Along-
parallel to
Yes,
the,
parallel to the front, yes.
it's not coming on the front floor, it's not coming on the front lawns.
But that's the other, that's the other.
That's the blue
Yeah.
line, yes.
So that one is also in the utility easement. So that's a different application, right?
Oh.
Yeah, the first one was for the pool. This is for the fence now.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Oh.
thank you. Okay. It was shown on both.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, okay.
So that one was supposed to come in as well.
Okay, so how far does that one need?
It's interesting.
You see, it's right in that 5D, yeah, you're inside the utility easement.
So we need to be where that broken line is?
Yep.
Yes, yeah. It looks like it's about 9 feet from your house.
You know,
Yeah.
it's easy money, but it gives the dog a run.
You know, here's the thing, guys, picket fences in the front go right up 2 feet from the sidewalk. And there's sometimes utility easements in the front with a little picket fence. So, you know, I know privacy fences have always had to be held back in alleyways. But a picket fence at the front can encroach utility easement. Traditionally, they have. You know what I mean?
It's in the packet if you want to look at it.
So the blue line is what they're calling a picket fence, a small 3 foot tall.
I think it's 4.
Oh, it's 4.
Yeah, there's a representation of it. In the packet.
Okay, cool. It says 3 on that line.
It does.
See, but if you come down into the proposal, it says 6 and 4 right there in orange and green. I do read.
Thank you for reading that. I didn't read that detail.
So it's allowed to encroach it or it is not?
It is.
Typically a front yard picket fence encroaches setbacks. And it's usually, I think our guideline says at least 2 feet from the sidewalk. So you can grow a hedge between the fence and the sidewalk.
Okay.
That's what the guideline says.
So
Yeah,
you're saying it's okay?
well, this is sort of unique because it's down the side alley and it's not a front yard picket fence. In my mind, because it's a picket fence, it's okay to be there, it just won't be in line with your privacy fence, the bigger one.
Right, because it's gonna be angled anyways because, the lot is angled.
I think what
Because you're gonna pull it in.
what Jeff was saying is that the gold line is gonna be further towards the house.
Okay.
Let's go back to that and draw a little site plan again, because I think both site plans don't quite match up. See, that one shows the green fence all the way outside of the setback.
We need to bring that in.
See, yeah, so, and then on the other one that we were looking at, so you see how it's outside, it's all like a foot away from the property line? If you go to the first one, the first application, that side drawing, it was inset. A different location. Rows on you.
Yep.
I'm wondering if the pool guy, put it in there to show us.
Yeah, maybe the fence guy did
Okay.
it differently.
So the fence guy will need to move the side of the 6 foot and
Back.
the back into the 5 foot setback.
See, that looks right. So, yeah, so you see how that. See this top with all the posts, it's inside of that. Like for the easement. Well, I know privacy fences are supposed to meet that. Picket fence we've allowed to encroach.
I think it's back to how you want to phrase it, so I understand it, right?
So the question to you guys is, do you want to approve the picket fence in the utility easement? Because we've done that before.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that at all.
Yeah.
There's another property. I have a question. Because they're in an alley, just like us. And theirs goes, it's literally how much?
Inches from.
Yeah, inches from the driveway and the blacktop.
There's been
We took pictures of it
things that have been built there without,
in the alley.
yeah.
It's,
That's in their driveway, isn't it?
It's,
no, that's,
it's a driveway, yeah.
yeah, but that's where other houses are in there.
It's a driveway. It stops. It doesn't go anywhere. It comes back out.
That gray part is the driveway?
That's their house, this white house here, this fence, the gray or blue or gray in there.
Is the pavement driveway or?
No, it's how you go down the alley to get to all the other garages. So just, there are 2 R's.
You know, lot number that out.
Yeah, I don't know the lot number, but the address is
I think it meets your.
7561.
So you go down it, and there's 2 houses to the left, and then it's a dead end, stops.
I think there's, in Artisan Park, there's several issues with fences that were installed without review. And we're having to go back and say, wait, this needs to be fixed.
Because that needs to be fair, I mean, if we're gonna,
So I don't want you
it's
to tell me.
75, okay, okay.
It's
Gotcha.
not there.
So here's what we're gonna do, guys. 1875 Beach Terrace, I'm going to make the motion that we approve the pool. And B, with the fence, we will approve in concept. The owners need to provide us the updated documents, or site survey showing that the fence has been moved back into the, within the 5-foot utility easement.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Big fence.
Thanks, bud. Gotcha.
And then the picket fence in front of the house that goes along there, we'll go ahead and approve that for architectural merit.
We'll get that done.
All right, that'll be good.
You want it on the side and not the front.
Correct.
Yeah, he said actually aesthetically, it will look better for our purpose, because we already paid, we asked for the craftsman, that's what we wanted, so you already have that beauty. I didn't want to hide any of the pillars and the wood and the brick, everything that you guys did. So, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
So
you.
it wasn't so easy.
Okay.
We're gonna get it.
Hold on.
I appreciate the time and the discussion.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Remember, it's smaller than me.
Bye.
Bye, guys, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Okay, sir, you're up next. I'm sorry.
All right.
We'll hunt, we'll find you.
What was the property again?
835 Runner Oak is for a cold plunge hot tub.
Oh, yeah.
Alex McKeever. Yeah, that's me, yeah.
Not for the baggers, did you put your weight in with the weight of the water and the pool for the?
Well, you gotta, no, I did not, but when you look at, I think it's roughly 4 inches of pea gravel supports roughly.
What you wrote, yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, it supports a little bit less, it's like 9 and change. You add my body weight. I might have to give you a few more stones, I'm not sure.
That's why I chucked it.
No, that's a very good point.
In a previous lifetime, we had 30 years in the army, military skiing was going across a river and the ice gave loose. So when you say you want an ice plunge, all it does is it brings back really bad memories. The fact of a 90-pound rock on my back and skis.
My friends and family think I'm nuts, but that's.
It makes you feel better.
Well, it's that's all that stuff that goes with it.
I think this is a really simple application. I think you're just gonna install that tub,
Yeah.
put gravel underneath it.
Yes, the tub dimensions I gave you, it's like an oversized garbage can, quite honestly, but I'm new to the community, so I wanna make sure I'm crossing the line, even about my eye, so. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
See any issues?
I didn't see any issues either.
I got a thumbs up.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Yes,
Second.
all right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you. Pleasure meeting everybody. Thank you again.
Thanks for giving away.
I wasn't sure. I saw it on the letter. I said, "Mike,
No. But what has happened is that there is so much
Yeah, I
data that
realize
comes from some of these things that it just,
Yeah, this actually was a light month. So, we got full sets of drawings.
Last month it was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
and I try to keep it moving.
I can sense that." Again, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting.
President, what do you think, sir? Glad you're
Thank you.
here.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Jersey. I'm a retired fire chief from Jersey City. I was done with the cold weather, but that's the joke. Cold plunge. Cold plunge. Yeah, so, my wife and my two daughters are here in Florida and, we just love everything about the entire town. So,
I lived in Maplewood for years.
oh, yeah, I'm from, originally from Point Pleasant Beach area, South Carolina.
You're gonna love that cold plunge in summer.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And you're more than welcome to come in. It's only one person at a time.
Thank you. If you ever feel like you need to get back towards, some fire apparatus and all that, I used to represent as the District 1 of the different districts in Osceola County.
Okay.
They always can use some help, I'm sorry to say.
I'm so passionate about it. I mean,
Here's the thing, they've just finished, the last, I would say there's been 3 stations added. But if you look at the map of Osceola County,
Yeah.
that makes it only 20 stations and approximately 400 some personnel. And that just, you're gonna, yeah, okay, you already got me.
I know exactly what you're talking.
I mean, I'm just a dumb old Army colonel and that doesn't.
Yeah, I know, something's gonna miss there. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you again. Good night.
All right. I guess we're gonna go back to 1200 Roy Cap.
Hola, ¿me escuchan?
Bill, if you'd like to sit in my seat, you can read this. You can read this email. Let's do it.
Hi, can you hear me?
Microphone.
I received it.
Okay, cool. I'll just read. I like to read. My trick is I read about 2 hours before the meeting. And that way it's fresh.
Understand. Just means you still have recall. I have severe cases of PRS, you know what that is?
No.
I'll tell you later. 1200 Waycraft, so we,
There's 2, that's the first one.
Hi, my name is Obertis. Can you hear me?
yes,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm here like a pool builder, okay?
okay.
So my English is not very well, but I can try to understand you and respond your question, okay?
Is this the fence in the pool?
This is a pool.
Just.
Correct, it's a pool. It's a smaller pool.
Fence existing?
Does the fence that is in the renderings, does that exist today?
Correct, it's existing the fence.
Celebration Avenue.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We've done side yard fences on sides of houses that face a side street and pools on the sides of houses that face side streets. We've done them up to 5 feet from the setback. It looks like there is 5 feet between the pool edge and the property, according to the site.
Yeah, looking at it on Google Street View, there's a hedge and a fence already there. So it's gonna be inside of that.
Yeah, okay. We should just note that fence needs to stay where it is. Not move to the edge of the sidewalk. Or is it already?
Great question.
You know, it sort of moved because it's already there, it's existing, right? So it doesn't matter. I want to bring some stuff that's existing. The little site plan with the red numbers, this one, Joe, shows those setbacks. That one, yeah. So to me, the edge, even the coping is within the setbacks. That looks like it meets our setbacks.
The good news is the fence is there, the hedge is on the outside of it already.
Very nice. Materials are nice.
Motion to approve it. I guess I'll second.
Motion to approve. Plan. Second, any further discussion? Further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under Boycroft Avenue, the application is approved. The last one on our list is 014 Arbor Circle Garage Apartment.
Oh, hi, this is Danny Bumpus. Can you hear me?
Hi, Dave.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I see you. You want me to start?
Yes.
Okay. It's an existing garage that has attic trusses and a storage area above the garage space. The ceiling in the garage, the existing ceiling is about 12.5 feet tall. What we're doing is leaving the entire roof structure as it is, removing the bottom cord of the trusses and then applying floor joists at about a 10-foot ceiling above the garage floor, which really creates a small efficiency apartment within the existing roof structure. With the steps to the side, on the further drawings, you'll see the posts are not penetrating the 5-foot setback. We have a small cantilever at the landing that does cantilever out over the 5-foot setback, and then steps to the rear. And it's a 3-car garage, and there's space to park in probably 2 more cars in the existing driveway toward the alley. I think the only exterior change is to add the door to access the unit. The existing dormers have blacked out windows. We would unblack them out so they would be usable. So there's no other changes on the exterior.
I'm sorry, could you say, summarize again, what are the changes to the exterior? Not sure I heard.
The only changes are adding the stair to get up to the garage apartment, and then a door at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
So Danny, what's the purpose of having a big landing at the top of those stairs? Projecting into this.
He wanted to be able to put a chair out there or something. We originally just had it at the 3 feet. And we put a little awning over. It's really hard to cover without getting into the roof structure. He just wanted a small sitting area out there. It looks over there's a walkway. I'm not sure what it's called, but there's a walkway that goes between the houses and to the next street also. So it's a nice view.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if there was another house directly next door, the setbacks we have are also, your 5-foot setback might be a county setback, but it's not a Celebration.
Well, there's a
Central Village setback, which is 7 feet.
There's not a house right next to it because there's the pathway. I ride my bike on the pathway that goes between the houses, so I don't know exactly how far the next house is. It doesn't seem like it's very close at all. Do you have it?
There's
there?
no house next door. It's a big wide, 25-foot wide pathway, so. If there were a house next door, then it would feel really cramped right here. Normally, we wouldn't approve anything, projecting into the setbacks.
I would agree with that.
Hey, Danny,
Yes,
I'm gonna make a motion to approve as presented.
I'm sorry, ask again.
I'm going to make the motion to approve as presented.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Do we have any further discussion? None? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries to approve 414 Harbor Circle Garage Park.
Oh, question, is this conceptual? Do I need to resubmit final? I think that we have.
Since there's relatively no exterior, changes, I'll recommend that it's final.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Agree. Committee says it approves for final.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Danny, thank you. Thanks, Danny.
Okay, bye y'all.
Good night.
Okay, let's circle back around to number one, which is the digital signage. Bill, you got the email?
I have reading through the 21 megabyte file. There's a lot in here, and it actually pertains to Osceola County as well.
What does,
They,
what are they referring to?
let's see. Signs for the town of Celebration. There was a this is stamped, planning and design stamped by Osceola County.
Yeah, they approved the design guidelines
Yeah.
originally, because
Your request for a macro comprehensive development plan was granted approval by the Board of Osceola County Commissioners at their meeting. Their special conditions, which include signs, things, they basically, it looks like, the way it reads, and I'm not a lawyer, it reads like TCC asked for some specialty consideration for Celebration, and the county seemed to comply.
see if that's the same guideline I'm used to seeing. Does it say celebration guidelines on it?
This is the,
Yeah.
right, so,
Sign guidelines, right.
So if you come down to-
This is the letter, the county just approved the guidelines.
right, so then the county,
So they approved the guidelines.
right, with the special conditions, yeah.
So macro CDP is for a small section that applies to all of, it's not a PD, it's just an approval letter for what's attached.
So then I was
Yeah.
down into here.
So there's some language about the marquees, sizes of letters.
Oh, yeah, they went into movie poster signs, neon signs,
Yes, yeah.
cinema sign, arcades, yeah.
Quite extensive.
Yeah, it hasn't been working.
Bill, technically what would have to then happen is that in doing so, if that's what the association is set on, is to have a lawyer fill out application for variance,
Mhm.
which is an exception to this, and it would have to go up, and then they would have to then, it's a one-time approval as to what that would be.
To Osceola County.
So, well, it would have to go, I would say it would have to go through TCC to go to Osceola.
I don't think that letter says you have to review everything with Osceola County. That letter says that those guidelines are approved by Osceola County. So if you follow those guidelines,
Right.
the county won't care. Like,
Right.
go do what you need to do within those guidelines.
But
I don't think you have to represent anything. Well, you may have to represent if you go for a variance of some kind, but you may not even need to do that.
If you're gonna have to contact TCC anyway,
Yeah.
as the overhead developer, and the document was signed by them.
You may, read it and identify how this fits within there. So you're writing a letter saying, we want this, we think it fits because of this
Right.
reasons, and send it to them.
What I'm going to do is kick this back to management and let them go through the conversation.
Yeah, because
Well-
this committee,
The
we can't
fact that it's digital, sorry, Steve, the fact that it's digital is the issue, I think, but the letters look like the right size that are in the guidelines.
Right.
So, but when it's digital, it's like, who's the next guy that's gonna change that?
Right.
And do something else on that picture?
Yeah.
They may get nervous about.
Well, I think your point is the home business area could come in and say, well,
Everybody, the church, you notice all of the major signs have that same
yeah.
thing because of that kind of.
And the question is, it's a question for the board if they want to pursue it with management and TCC and ICO potential. So
I'm sorry, Ms. Danica, you were trying to say something?
No, it's okay.
Okay, I make the motion to return this application to management as worded as no action by this committee because this committee is not empowered.
Okay, so, management has already approved this.
right, but management's not the final authority.
Correct, that's why we're here.
I understand.
You know, I understand the process. What I'm saying is,
I don't think this board is the
this is the place.
authority.
This committee cannot approve this, okay, because it is under the jurisdiction and it was written by the major developer. Okay, now that even though the mouse is backed away inside the curtains and all of this. This is, if the other documents refer to Kanoa, the other documents refer to, and then the Celebration Residence Owners Association is not a member of Kanoa. Okay, it is a separate entity because we are. So even if this could even have to be presented at the joint.
Probably
Probably not.
TCC would be the place for it.
Yeah.
But management
So,
is the one that's gonna have to
there-
go.
there was a-
to-
I'm sorry, there
But-
was a document and it was dissolved. TCC does not have rights over town hall. So it was supposed to be presented tonight to the CROA Art Committee for review, not Kanoa.
Okay, I understand that you're saying that the deed has been dissolved. But the management as the document that we're talking about, the one that is signed by Osceola County is with TCC. It's not with Crow.
There's been lots of changes to the CROA's buildings that have not been brought before this board, this committee. The colors of the buildings, the light,
Yeah, now,
tons of things that have not been brought before this.
Right.
I'm surprised this is all of a
now,
sudden coming.
like he had just mentioned, Bill, the issue with, and I'm not trying to cause one of the things, but in every one of Crowa's amenities or facilities, any one of the swimming pools, any one of the, all of the lights are now, or will not be in compliance because they are of 5,000 Kelvin daylight, super bright.
Not 2,500.
They're not, be 27 to 3,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And that decision, I was told to do that. That's what the homes are supposed to be, so that becomes the CROA standard. I'm not directing, I'm not saying, I'm just saying that that's what it's gonna say, it's gonna read, because I was told to write it. Now, if it stays that way and gets approved by the board, eventually, now, here's the problem. They have a lifetime of however long, I understand that,
Right.
but it would be best to say, okay, we're gonna do East East Lawn, East Village Pool.
Stephen, I was gonna suggest, Stephen, that even if the board wants this committee to vote on something, you should have at least a chance to review the guideline
Yes.
and understand it, and then, weigh in after you understand the guideline.
We want to dot the i's and cross the t's. No, no
You're
doubt.
sensitive.
Because it sets a precedent that other areas of celebration.
There's two ways to do that. One, parliamentarian wise, I don't want to get the book out, is to table. Okay, for awaiting more information or, for the committee, which unfortunately you're gonna have new members, to be educated upon what the issue is. Or second, it's returned with no action
To the board to decide.
for the board to decide because it is, I'm not trying to be funny, it's above our pay grade.
No, I understand. I would say return it to the board, and board will work with management and TCC and figure out, because it sets a precedent.
Okay. But I'm not trying to push it off. I'm just trying to say, we've just laid out that, it's gonna, the realtors is gonna want to, put
Yeah, everybody, the last digital sign we approved because it was in the building, it was like covered.
well,
So I think it was-
the ones that you brought to us last month were in our property.
They're not visible from the
And
street.
they're not visible from the street, and that's different. I understand.
From the street, because you can see this one over here from the street.
But guess what? It's within our property. Lakeside is Crow property. It's not public. And
It's not next to a public road.
it's not next to a public.
It's a private road.
It's a private area as to what it is.
Yeah.
And that, I'm not trying to split hairs. I understand.
No, I understand. I mean,
I think that one, all of the ones you approved last time won't affect
No.
the impact of what the other commercial entities will want to do. They may just do it. Because ARC doesn't review that.
you don't have guidelines. Right.
We have, the Architectural Review Committee has jurisdiction over 3 guidelines. Okay, the business area, common side, and home build, and that's it.
Totally understand, totally agree, 100%.
As far as I know, those guidelines that you're just reading there govern those types of signs.
Yeah.
There's nothing else in our guidelines that talk about those signs.
Yes, Ms. Danica.
Thank you, Stephen. We can go ahead and table it as suggested and what Bill suggested and take it back with management and TCC. That's fine.
I'm going to make the motion that it is returned without action from this committee to the board and to be turned over to the board for action because 2 reasons. One, this committee sunsets tonight. Okay, there are 2 members of the quorum which will no longer be members of this committee. Okay. That complicates that because, we can continue to vote digitally for the next 2 weeks if, as discussed with Mr. Long, as long as that, it's put in writing and you guys note that. But technically, we are supposed to sunset tonight.
Yeah, there's in the board workshop, which was last night, at the recommendation of the Covenants Committee Chair, Gary Hedspeth, he suggested that we amend the documentation to allow the sunsetting to occur when the next board is, or the next committee is set. And so that's not going to happen until the next board meeting 2 weeks from now. So I would say you are not officially replaced until that.
I need you to say for her to put in the minutes that we can continue to do digitally what we've been doing.
If you would be so gracious as to continue your service for those 2 weeks, I would, as the board representative, I would appreciate that if you would consider doing that. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good with that. Another 2 weeks. Okay, but I made the motion that this be returned without action by this committee to be turned for a resolution to be, for it to be determined by the actual board of directors.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do we have, all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Okay, now that we've done that procedurally, okay, because it's recorded and everybody knows that I'm leaving. Okay. Now, we had something, okay, we go to the next thing, which is discussion item. You wanted to work some things through, or,
I think between Glenn and John can here, yeah.
okay, so,
My only concern is just the number of logs that we have in there that we need.
okay, well, we have 2 weeks to try to make sure. I'm trying to go over to the new committee that it isn't a monster. All right. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that for you being here.
Thank you.
Here's the thing, this, but no, to be honest with you, I understand the concept, okay? I think that concept should be applied to all of CDD's, you know, passive signs that you can't read. You can't read them at night because the reflective idea is
I have heard, so this is hearsay, that CED would like to remove some of the signs in Celebration to make things a little better. So,
that's cost avoidance, that's not solving the
well, there
problem.
was actually a study in Sweden when they removed road signs, accidents went down. So
I agree with that. All right.
You ever counted the number of signs you pass by between the entranceway and your house?
Well, yeah, because there's too many that's in the downtown area. It's ridiculous.
Spend all your time reading when you don't watch the road.
Okay, any other discussion items?
Nope.
No, we need, confirm the scheduling of the next ARC hearing.
It's, May 14th in Island Village.
May 14th in Island Village.
For the next 3 months, we'll be in Island Village.
Okay.
Good.
That'll be,
hopefully not all.
that will be with the,
Oh, you know what? You're right.
Hopefully it will be anything you want to write something.
Right.
What you're gonna have to do is that with that agenda, you have to go through the first part of, there is no chair. So what has to happen is if you will be there, that you will open
Mhm.
quorum, do all that, and then at that point, you then have to determine who will be
Right.
a vote for who will be the next chair.
Be happy to stand in.
I
I will
understand.
also try to bring my compatriot, Mr. Off-Guard, just to make sure we do it all right.
The last time it was more or less, here, you still do it.
I know, he's fun.
Okay, does anybody have anything else? No?
No, sir.
All right,
Can I say, thank you for your service? Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. The community owes you a debt. There is no doubt. The amount of time, hours, effort that it takes, the complexity of the decisions, the care that's given, it is noticed, noted, and thank you for all that you've done. And I hope at some point in the future you'll volunteer again.
now, I will tell you, my wife wanted me to bring this up.
Okay.
We have been here since 2012. It's 2026. I have volunteered for 10 and a half years. She said, I think you've earned a t-shirt.
Understand.
Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
And all second.
And you have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. I thank you, and it's been a pleasure to be part of this. It's an objective of mine to hopefully correct